I'm Diana Falzone, and this is 4for4 Tech, where we bring you the latest in tech innovation in only 4 minutes. Just in time for Halloween, a website can tell if someone has died in your house. Jen, do you want to know all the grisly details?
I do not want to know any of the details because it is $12. Every time you want to look at a new house, you have to pay $12, and I'm just not going to pay that for any kind of tech service whatsoever. I will say I do believe in ghosts, though, and maybe we'll hang out and be friends.
Whoa.
No, I feel like $12 is like a little price. Like most people wouldn't even pay $12 for an app, let alone to know the names of the people who have died in this house. I feel like it's a weird deal, not a good deal.
Who knew that you guys were such frugalistas?
I feel like this is a fantastic deal. I would add a couple zeros to this, to be honest. Every single time I rent an apartment in New York City, I actually ask them if anyone has previously died, if there was any form of witchcraft or any miscellany paranormal. I am not messing with any of that. So I think this is a fantastic deal. And by the way, in the state of Massachusetts, they do not have to disclose if there is any alleged paranormal. So there's a loophole.
This app does the research for you. It also will tell you if your home or apartment was a former meth lab, because you certainly don't want a few months later being all comfy in your home and then having a knock at the door by someone saying, "Where is my money?"
I care about that a lot more than that.
That does not happen. A Walmart exec claims anarchy is coming in the holiday transition to chip credit cards. Katie, is he right?
You may have already experienced this anarchy. What's happened now is there are new chip credit cards, and all of us are going to be affected by this if you haven't already. So those few extra seconds that it takes at a retail location, heaven forbid, we're such an impatient society, they predict that over holiday season we're going to lose millions of dollars at retail because people are just going to leave. I think this is a pretty outlandish statement. I think people are very impatient, but it is getting pretty interesting at checkout, I will say that.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting that EMV, it changes the transaction code each time you use it for each purchase, as opposed to magnetic stripe, which we have now, where it's the same code. Once it gets compromised, the jig is up. So I think people are willing to spend the extra 5 or 10 seconds knowing that their data is safe.
Everyone needs to stop complaining about this. Can we all remember the Target breach a couple of holiday seasons ago? That could very well happen again, and this is designed to make sure that that does not happen again. So I am one of the first people to get extremely annoyed by how long it takes, but I don't think it's going to really dent holiday sales that much.
Yeah.
It maybe won't, but people have to switch over to having a chip card, because if you don't have one, you have to wait for yours in the mail, and some stores that I will not name will give you a hard time, like when I got in the fight with a cashier who refused to use my credit card.
Ooh.
Yeah, was not pretty for her. No, just kidding. A threesome app, Thrinder, reportedly raises $500,000 in seed funding. You people are gross. Jen, is this yet another example that sex and the internet is an endless pit of tawdry possibilities?
Oh, it is so disheartening. Thrinder, it's called. So it rhymes with Tinder. Of course, it did that on purpose.
So
it already has 1 million downloads, so that's far from where Tinder is. But that's a lot, and I will say that New York is the second biggest market in the United States behind California. So I think that it is becoming popular, but I also will note that the venture capital or the angel investors funding this did not say their full names. So clearly they're a little embarrassed.
Yeah, be loud and proud if you're going to invest in something like that.
Yeah, I feel like with the rise of Tinder, it was only a matter of time before we saw dating apps that cater to different needs. So
You're trying so hard to keep that.
Speaking of catering to different needs, I just finished writing an article about Tinder for dogs, and I thought that was the harbinger to the end of society. This is just way worse. And let's remember how Ashley Madison turned out for everybody.
Oh, thank you for
Keeping
saying
it anonymous, not so much.
Yeah, there is nothing that is anonymous on the interweb. It will find you. You will be found. So if you're thinking that this is once again a discreet way of living out your consensual threesome fantasies, probably not. Use with discretion. YouTube Red could be the new Hulu Plus. Xavier, would you switch over, considering that you didn't want to spend the $12 on a ghost app?
I think this is much more of a better purchase. So YouTube Red, you get $10 a month, comes out today. No ads, offline playback, and then also access to YouTube original series.
Okay.
I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of exclusive content comes with this, because we've become so accustomed specifically on YouTube to getting this content for free and actually sitting through those ads. We remember back a few years ago when Netflix just upped the price a few dollars, everybody freaked out. We're living in a society where we're spending $5 a day on lattes, but the content is free. We don't want to pay that extra. You guys didn't want to pay $12 for the Ghost app.
Well,
come on.
I'm not going to pay for it. I will gladly pay for Hulu and Netflix because, with those you get original content. Well, for the most part, at least with Hulu, you're getting up-to-date shows or original content on Amazon and Netflix. With Google, they aren't really going to do original content. They're going to do curated content from YouTube stars. So I'm not too excited about it.
But when you look about your cable bill, and it's something that's over $100 some odd, and you're just getting basic cable.
Yeah.
When you look at YouTube, there's endless possibilities of cute cat videos at your disposal. So I think I'd pay the money.
Point made.
Now you know what we think. Tell us what you think with the hashtag 444tech. All right, guys, we really need to get into this because it's very important that you know where you're living.